every battlefield, there is one force feared beyond any other. That force is surprise. An ambush by a weapon, a tactic never before seen. Developed in secret, employed in secret, and now ready to devastate in ways not yet known. Secret weapons. On this episode, the Shark Hunters.
For Secret Weapons, John Palmer.
The allure of fishing lies in the battle to outthink a species hidden in an impenetrable cover that is totally home to it and totally hostile to us. Now, add to the sport the ability of the invisible fish to find you, no, make that seek you and destroy you, and maybe even your country. Then you'll understand the challenge facing the secret weapons designers, who for better than 3/4 of a century have been creating the tools to destroy that most elusive and deadly of all weapons, the submarine.
The unimaginable happens all the time. Who could have imagined the disintegration of the communist bloc? The political and economic chaos befalling the Soviet military colossus as new republics battle for its sophisticated weapons. Who then hesitates to imagine a brave, talented, and dedicated crew of military dissidents slipping to sea in a self-contained, almost unstoppable secret weapon of near limitless destructive power? Or they're holding their own nation hostage to their demand for a hardline restoration, and punctuating unmet demands with a controlled but lethal demonstration against an opposition stronghold. Can the anti-submarine weapons of the world, unimaginably united, prevail against an awesome, terrifying threat that has 2/3 of the world to hide beneath? The nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine, or boomer in U.S. Navy parlance, is similar to its sleek, blindingly fast nuclear attack sub-brethren, only in its ability to endure beneath the sea for months. The boomer is a secret weapon wildly different in mission and characteristics. Substantially larger than the attack subs meant to kill it, it cares little for swiftness and maneuverability. It exists only for the transport, hiding, and firing of an upright grove of intercontinental ballistic missiles. Indeed, the missile bay of a U.S. boomer is sometimes called Sherwood Forest. Each hugely sophisticated missile costs more than a World War II submarine and multiplies its killing power by 10,000 times. With alternating crews designated blue and gold, the missile submarine is almost perpetually on patrol. Nuclear fuel allows its stay at sea to be limited only by food supply and crew endurance. Moving silently beneath the surface, the boomer is a city-killing shark. And our hypothetical renegade from the former Soviet Navy could be the deadliest of the lot. When compared to a building, a Russian Typhoon-class submarine is 55 stories long. It mounts 20 missile tubes. Each 50-foot missile carries up to 8 individually targeted warheads, a total of 160 annihilators, each with a 4,500-mile range. The Typhoon's fantastic 75-foot width packs 2 separate pressure hulls, each containing its own propulsion plant, torpedo tubes, and missile bays. The outer hull is super hardened. The result is a boat almost impervious to destruction by known conventional arms. Can anything stop such a weapon? We'll see. But first, let's consider the development of sub-hunting weapons throughout the century.
25 years before undersea juggernauts like this, submarines threatened the Allies' Atlantic lifeline. The weapons designers answered Hitler with a homely litter of small escorts. These were the maritime weapons that turned the most beautiful sea tactic, the merchant convoy, into a masterpiece. Nothing more than thin envelopes for high-speed engines, listening equipment, and depth charges. Destroyers, corvettes, and frigates sped like sheepdogs about the flanks of the convoy. They herded dozens of slow, ungainly ships spaced at half-mile intervals in an intricate defensive ballet. Speed was pegged to the slowest ship. 12-mile-long, 40-degree zigzag legs kept enemy subs, virtually blind when submerged, from staying inside the convoy if they penetrated. It also made torpedo firing solutions hellish.
At the sub's first shot, its presence was known, and the escort ships pooled their efforts and dropped depth charges in coordinated tactics to progressively narrow the submarine's escape.
Every tactic of Germany's massed Wolfpack attacks was formulated to overwhelm and break down the convoy's disciplines. Eventually, the escort saw the packs as an opportunity to kill submarines en masse.
Virtually every anti-submarine secret weapon that existed when World War II began had come out of the crucible of World War I, where the undersea boat, barely a dozen years in the world's navies, had emerged as a seemingly unstoppable ship killer. A single U-boat sank 3 cruisers in one engagement, and the anti-sub weapons designers were propelled into a well-founded panic. Luckily, the sub-killing platform was already on hand in the form of the destroyer, a swift warship created for torpedo attacks. But how to locate and kill a submerged submarine became the weapons designers' pressing problem. Their solution in a moment. To meet the growing challenge of the roving undersea U-boats, the World War I weapons labs came up with another enduring winner. It was called sonar, and its basic simplicity allowed for rapid improvement. With water being a splendid conductor of sound, the hunting destroyers pinged sound waves into the sea with a device called a transducer. An interrupting target would bounce the sound back, and the interval between sending and return was measured to determine range to target. The depth charge had serious limitations. It was nothing more than a big can of explosives with a depth-activated detonator set by best guess. It sank slowly.